Today is the day we find out if the boys will become men. This is Elevate.
Welcome back.
You should do
Welcome
that.
back.
You should do that actually, like in the beginning. That you should do that.
Oh shit, that would be a fire intro.
That would be,
bro. Let's do
mean?
it. That's your first. Yo, welcome Eric to the Elevate Barbering podcast and barbershop.
What up? What up?
Hell yeah, welcome
bro.
back.
That's the perfect welcome. He's our newest member of the shop from New Mexico. We appreciate having you, bro. You've been here for a couple weeks, and that's a great way to start your contribution to the squad, bro. We got to make you. He's also a videographer, cinematographer.
Yep.
And that's going to be
Many
our first.
talents.
Yes, for sure.
Yeah, man. I'm full of ideas, man. Sometimes it's a little too much.
Yeah, but I understand that completely. I think you're in the right place. We can help balance each other out. But that's our first collaboration for sure. Other than working in here, cutting hair together.
Yeah.
We have to do that intro because that would be crazy.
Oh, that would be dope.
And we do like a skit, like a video, like representation of it, and then we throw the logo animate. Oh man,
That's gonna be dope.
Yeah,
See the collab on that.
we're doing that.
Yeah.
Doing that for
and
sure.
I've been in the gym, so hopefully I got that Spartan 6-pack soon.
There we go.
gonna be a lot.
I'm not really going for a 6-pack, so don't expect
Here
it.
you go. You're gonna have to stencil it on like they did in the movies.
You gotta do what you gotta do. You gotta do what you got. You know what I did one time? I took a picture. When I was learning how to do Photoshop and like Lightroom stuff like that. And I think I took a picture. I remember taking a picture and like editing abs onto me just to see what it looked like. It looked crazy. It looked
It was
ridiculous.
back in those AOL days, huh?
Yeah. So what do you think, bro? You've been on the team for a couple weeks, and you've been back in Florida. I know you're not from here. You just moved from New Mexico. But you have spent time living in South Florida before.
Yes.
Okay.
I used to live down in Naples like a long time ago.
Okay. So does it feel like being in Florida, although it's a different place? Does it feel like you're back home, or what does it feel like?
Yeah, kind of. It's just different up here, but I like it a lot though.
Heck yeah.
It's like real chill,
Cool. What about barbering? How do you feel about barbering here versus over in New Mexico?
It's nice. It's really chilled out here.
Yeah.
Barbering, it's just really chill and just quiet. It's pretty cool. I like it. I really do.
How do you feel about like the type of clientele that comes into this shop compared to what you used to back home and stuff like that?
It's kind of the same, just meeting different people. Everybody's different. Just kind of
For the generally though, like is everybody like pretty chill? Everybody,
Yeah.
I feel that way too. Like mostly everybody who comes to those doors, they're all like real chill people. You know what I mean?
Oh yeah, yeah. And I had a lot of real chill people too, man, back home and stuff that were clients and stuff. I miss them a lot, but hopefully maybe somebody will come visit me and get a cut.
Well, wouldn't that be dope, bro? Yeah. And I even have clients who have moved away to different places. And I think it would just be dope if I get the time at some point to make even just a day or weekend trip just to catch up and then like do a vlog of going to meet an old client to give them a haircut and like wherever they move or whatever.
That would be really cool.
That would be and maybe we do podcasts over there too. Shoot, eventually that would be dope.
I would definitely do that. Definitely. That's cool.
So how long have you been barbering for the people who don't know?
I started, I went to school in 2016 and like started in the shop like in 2017, like February. So been like eight years.
That's a pretty quick progression to be where you're at now. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. A lot of hard work. I was really bad in the beginning. Like I couldn't cut at all, man. I was horrible.
But I mean, you don't feel rusty coming back into it after the move and all that, or do you feel like you're pretty much back in pace?
Almost. I'm getting there. Like that first day, I was like really scared, but now I'm getting used to it again and stuff like that. I'm almost all the way back.
Yeah. The most interesting thing to me is having built my whole clientele professionally here in Ocala. The idea of moving to a whole new city or state and having to restart establishing clientele seems like a daunting task. Like you already know what it takes to do it. You already know you're capable of doing it, but you having to go back through it. I'm sure that there's new things to learn and you apply all the stuff from the later years, but how does it feel really having to go through that?
It's rough, especially because you get spoiled, man. You just have clients, you're like doing really, really good. And now you got to start all over again. Nobody knows you. It's like, it's rough, man, but
You're feeling it?
it feels a little easier than, like beginning for the first time when I first started, just because I didn't have like the body of work to show people. So, but now like I kind of have stuff to show people. So, but I'm good now.
You gain trust easier. You have a more, bigger portfolio, like you're saying. I get that.
Yeah.
But also you've learned a lot since that first time. And I feel like it's also, and you trust the process because you've already done it, right?
Yeah.
So you have the extra confidence to go through the system.
Yep.
And then you've also gained knowledge along the way that you can apply now that you didn't have at the time.
Yeah.
Right. I'm assuming.
Yeah, absolutely. So I can just, it's easier to bounce back now than it was, like I definitely feel like I'll be able to like get back soon.
It definitely seems like it because even watching you, Mike, from where you've come, doing it your first time, pause. But when versus you watching you, even though you're here in a whole new city as well, you've already gone through the process. So I see how differently the perspective. What a gulp!
Don't do it, bro. Don't do it. We can't start.
That's hilarious. I'm sorry. I was just thinking about something.
He went up with it.
That's hilarious. Oh my gosh. Okay, I can't lose my train of thought. Watching him go through it for the first time versus you having already done it, it's noticeable, like the difference. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Especially just because your mindset not having gone through it,
Yeah.
it requires a bigger leap of faith.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Definitely. Yeah. No, that's what's interesting. And I like the dynamic that we have now because seeing him go through it already and knowing what part of the process we're both in right now, as far as establishing clientele, gives me a little bit more comfort because I'm like, all right, well, he's been through it. He's at the same stage as I am right now, clientele wise. So it's like, all right, like if he thinks it's going to be cool, then it's cool for me.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Because you know it's on track.
Yeah.
Versus you thinking, they say I'm okay, but I feel like I'm not where I should be right now.
Exactly.
So you're like, oh, okay, this guy on pace with me is saying, oh, trust me, this is normal.
Yeah.
Like,
yeah. Exactly. Exactly.
And I would say that, just the thing to work on, just try to get something to show people.
Yeah.
More content.
Yeah, that's
More
it.
content,
man.
more photos, all of that's your portfolio. And I would even say along those lines, obviously take as many photos as possible, but don't forget videos too, because I don't know, it just hits different.
Yeah.
Obviously there's a reason why reels and all that have taken over. So if it's just your work, but it's a video, like the kind of reels we've been doing, I think that's definitely worth it.
Most definitely.
For sure.
You got crazy, and you've been doing good. You've been doing good angles.
With the camera?
Like that last camera shot you got. I'm like, okay.
I told him, man. I was like, yo, you're getting good angles with your camera shots, dude.
And they contrast well, like photographic. I don't know if that's the word, but photographically, like the composition of the photo with the angles and the haircut, the way they balance on the edges. I think that's dope, bro.
You can tell he's a veteran, bro.
It's all premeditated, partner.
He came with skills, bro.
For real, bro. That's dope. I really look forward to doing video stuff. Like I said, it's not priority right now. Our priority is getting you guys your book of business and getting that up. But I'm definitely excited for what's to come on that. And I know doing things like the podcast and doing these kind of projects for everything else is going to help build our understanding better for obviously our strengths, weaknesses, and how we can go forward. So I'm excited about that.
That's going to be fun. We're going to do some cool stuff, man. And we need to do that one video. That'll be the first one.
Oh, the Sparta. That's Sparta Elevate for sure. But what do you, obviously I mentioned that you do cinematography videos. What is your favorite sort of videos to do? And if you could pick a path to start on now at your current level, what type of videos would you like to spend your time doing? Yeah, that's
like cinematic stuff, like a lot of like outdoor stuff.
okay. Like nature landscapes?
Yeah.
But would they be just nature landscapes, like National Geographic type scenery shots, or would they be like, would they have some kind of story, fictional, nonfiction stories, dialogue?
Yeah, almost like a story kind of, like, but not really like the National Geographic stuff.
Like a short film?
Yeah, kind of like that, because I'm like, can't explain it, but it's like, kind of like a short film,
like there's just a story behind it still.
Yeah, kind of, and like the way you edit it, it's kind of like like telling a story, I guess you could say. Okay. But it's like I don't know how to do what I'm trying to do with it now. But
no, that makes sense. Now my main question is though, are you thinking dialogue or no dialogue?
Probably, I don't know. See, that's the thing. Like, because either one would just be it would be totally different. You know what I mean?
But
So,
both would be dope.
yeah. So it's like, I don't know.
I'm thinking dialogue so I can act in it.
So it could be, yeah, that's what I was saying.
thinking
Like
short
putting,
film.
like putting
Yeah,
people
short
in
film.
it. I was like, yeah, I really would like to work with people. And
Like a 10-minute short film.
Yeah,
Yeah,
that's what I was
so-
thinking. Yeah,
That's exactly like the kind of stuff I'm thinking about.
We got work to do, boys.
Yeah.
Shit. And I gotta link you up with my boy Chris. Shout out Chris, Connolly
Chris.
Film Productions.
Yes, sir.
As well as Connolly Detail Bros. Hell yeah.
Shout out.
If you in the Kissimmee, Orlando, St. Cloud, Central Florida area, hit them boys up. Connolly Detail Bros.
Good
They'll be
work.
sure to hook
Good
you
work.
up. Heck yeah. Shout out. But yeah, I got to link you up with him because his film studio is the one who did our first documentary.
Yeah.
And it was a feature-length, hour-long one, which if you haven't watched it, make sure to check it out.
Check it out.
But did you ever, you haven't got to watch it yet, right?
I watched,
Like a part of it?
yeah, but
Yeah.
it was like really late at night and I just like fell asleep. So it's like,
Damn, we put him to sleep, dog. No, you got to check it out. You got to finish it up. But I would like to, it would be dope for you guys to get together because who knows, we could put together a sequel and do an update. You know what I mean? It's been almost 3 years since then.
and that's something I want to do in the future. Like I want to do like documentary type stuff.
That's his main focus. He likes to do cinematic and other stuff like that too. But his main thing is documentaries. He's into like the stuff we talked about today, the controversial stuff, the political stuff, aliens, you know, whatever. Anything goes
Yeah.
crazy. Like shout out Human Beings Podcast. If you haven't checked that
Shout
out,
out.
Check
make
it
sure
out.
to go check
Check
it
it
out.
out.
Human Beings Podcast on YouTube, IG, anything like that. But on that podcast, me and him host it, and we talk about all that kind of stuff. So when you discussed that today, I forgot where I was going. Oh, the documentaries. Those are the kind of documentaries that he wants to do.
Yeah, that's
So,
dope.
so yeah. Anyway, we could all collaborate. It'd
Oh,
be
yeah,
dope. I'm
definitely,
trying to get his
definitely.
ass to move up
I
here.
was gonna say. I thought he was on his way.
Hey, I'm trying to get him to move up here because we could have this whole. My goal is to own this building,
Yeah.
right? And we'll have a business obviously directed towards our greater mission in each unit, and then we would have a courtyard out here just for people to hang out, chill, do music, whatever, play games, chill, practice golf.
Practice golf.
Oh yeah,
Have a
you got to
little
put a
chipping,
little tea.
a little putting green in a tee, hell yeah. But that's our long-term goal. And we would have a studio right here, bro. So we could just walk in here, have a set-up studio where we don't have to set everything up like we did today and pack it up and then just run as much content as we can.
That would be
You know
cool.
what I
man.
mean? It'd be fun.
Dedicated studio.
A one-stop shop.
Yeah.
You know?
But he's got to move his ass over here. Otherwise, we got to wait. It's
That'll
going
be
to take
cool.
longer. You know what I'm saying? So we'll see.
Definitely got to work together for sure.
But you don't have any people here in Ocala, right? It's just you and your family, right?
Yeah.
Family, right?
Yeah.
Okay, cool. How are you liking Ocala versus where you lived before?
I love it. It's quiet, man. You know, Albuquerque was nice and fun and stuff like that, but it's, you know, it's just a city. So it's like just a lot of chaos, you know, but it's just really chill, man, over here.
What about Fort Myers? How do you compare it to Fort Myers?
Just same. It's just like more busy, you know, over here. I just feel like I'm in the country now.
Hell yeah.
Like I'm just chilling. You know, you see horses and all this stuff. Like you just pull off the side of the road. It's just nice, man.
It is, bro.
Just chill.
There's so many times I got my camera and I'm driving down one of these country roads, like going up to more towards where you live or going out towards like Williston or Weck. And it's like a sunset and I want to pull over and take pictures, but I'm like, I got somewhere to be. I can't. You know?
Yeah.
I get the dopest sunsets going back home, bro.
Yeah,
Sometimes.
it's nice.
Oh
bro.
yeah. Oh, that like 318 when I
Yeah.
go. Oh man, it's just beautiful, bro. Beautiful.
Yeah.
I want to do that. I'm like, I need to just bring my camera,
Yeah.
stop and get like some footage or something, man, like that, because you can just use it later.
We got to all do a hike through the Santos trails. We could bring our families out.
Oh, I'll be
and
doing.
just do a big old like family hike down the woods. Check that out because I love those trails, and that's also where they do the mountain bikes. And what I was going to really say though was going out towards Wildwood. Like if you're going, you probably wouldn't take this route to go to Orlando from where you guys live, but from where I live, I would go down through Wildwood, right? And there's this road that you take down through there that is like big old wide open country, and when you see the sunrise or sunset over there, it's just kind of like the ones that you guys take.
Yeah.
So when I drive through there, that's how I feel. I'm like, damn, I love this place.
It's nothing like nature, bro. There's nothing like it.
You know what's been calling me lately, bro? And I want to find someone that's like experienced at doing it, but like outdoor camping, but not like outdoor camping. Like I'm talking about like real outdoor camping.
Yeah, not glamping.
Yeah, not
like
that.
I want to be in a tent on
Tense.
the ground.
You want to be like cooking your food. and
yeah.
doing
Like
all
I want to
That's-
experience that like
yes.
one time in my life.
I want to do it multiple times. But
be
let's
dope.
let's do it first.
but I want to find somebody who knows what they're doing first.
Oh yeah. I wouldn't go by myself.
It ain't me. That's I don't know what I'm doing.
I would go by myself if I had to, but I'm not gonna go by myself with the kids and not know what the hell I'm doing.
I think for the first time I'm gonna go alone, like or just like me and somebody else who knows what they're
No,
doing.
you're not. You're not.
I can't. I don't want to bring kids like that to that. I want to do it first alone to see how that is. You know? what I
Oh
mean?
well, I feel that, but I'm just saying you're not going alone.
No, not alone.
Yeah,
like
you
myself. Yeah, I know.
Oh, yeah, you'll be fucked.
Talk about with somebody
Connecticut.
who knows what they're doing. That's
Yeah.
my point. You know what I mean?
I feel that. Well, we got plenty of time, boys.
Hey, a lot to do.
Oh yeah.
When it comes to haircuts, let me ask you, what's your favorite haircut to do? Number one favorite haircut?
Probably like a bald fade on the side, like short, like a 3. And I just like to do design. So just anything that can let me be like artistic. Like that's it pretty much.
Okay, but would you prefer a low fade or high fade? Like, do you have a preference there?
I would keep it lower just because I would be doing like a design. So I want to keep that hair dark on the side so I can use it.
Would you pick a fade over a temp or a
Yeah.
blowout?
Oh, absolutely. Yeah.
For real?
Yeah.
Oh, I'm taking temps.
Really?
Even though it's easier, the other ones but
Oh, you mean like as a whole for the haircut?
yeah, for what I would like to actually do. But yeah, if I was just
I'm
wanting
with
to do a quick like a cut, I would
Yeah.
pick definitely the taper for sure.
It's just a classic look too.
Yeah.
That's why I'm glad Mike's gonna be able to do mine real quick before we do. In the studio, if you will. I'm really excited for that future, bro, because I know it's gonna happen. Like having a full studio and all that, it's gonna be fire.
It's gonna be that'll be like you got everything right there,
Yeah.
Just-
Hell yeah.
You'd have to. You know what else? You'd have to set up like a barber chair in there for like exclusive content for like when you're recording haircut videos and,
And
stuff
then
like that.
and then you have like the audio set up and all the
like,
automatic.
a background for it and everything with lights and everything.
And then you guys just book times for when you're gonna do your videos in there.
That's what I'm saying.
Yeah.
We're talking it into existence.
and it would just be like like you literally have like almost like mini sets,
Yeah.
and you can just act in them, do whatever you have to do.
Yeah,
That's-
just
that's
or
dope,
get
man.
like crazy good lighting haircuts that like professional quality. You know what I mean? That'd be dope, bro.
Bro, I think back to the podcast that I used to do on the human beings earlier, and I was before I had a barbershop or anything like that, and I was talking about what we would do and what we would do at the podcast and all this other stuff, and then looking back and seeing like what we have accomplished from it is dope. So these conversations are cool because we're gonna have it to look back on.
Dope.
How'd you do for today, bro? Well, what was today? Today was a lighter day, huh?
Yeah, today was a shorter, lighter day for me.
Yeah.
But I think I did great. I had some good haircuts come through. Good people, return customers.
His last haircut was fire.
Oh, you did good, man.
I
That was
want to
good,
say
bro.
that was your best blend I've ever seen.
Thanks, bro.
that was good.
Thanks, bro.
Good, bro.
And the one before it, that little dude from Miami, that one was
Yeah.
really good too, man.
Thanks,
so
bro.
your eyes are developing, bro.
Thanks, bro. Man, I feel that way too. I feel like we're starting to get a little bit better. You know what I mean?
I can tell even when you're watching, like when we're working on certain techniques with like clip over comb or there's certain designs while I'm cutting. I can tell that your eye's getting better based on how you're responding to what I'm saying and where you're, I can just tell that you're understanding exactly what you're seeing versus when at the beginning you kind of have to try to, dig a little deeper to get you to see it kind of thing. So it is getting better for sure.
Yeah, definitely. And seeing your haircuts now and understanding how you're doing certain things and what you would do next and how I agree with what you're doing, like it lets me know that it's the good feedback that I need. You know what I mean?
It's dope, especially when you see the ones that you're like, okay, how would you possibly do this? And then you would see like, look, bro, this is the best you could do. It's not better. You know what I mean? So those are fun. And I'm so glad we did your last client's hairline new this time. How did that make? What do you feel like he was hesitant to let you do it that way?
I feel like because he wants to feel good about what he has going on.
I'm sorry, to give context, his last client, he has a hairline that needs help, like work, like that needs like help from a barber who knows how to do it. Otherwise, it's going to be destroyed, right? And he's always been hesitant. Mike has always been hesitant to know where that boundary is, like figuring out that type of hairline. So did it take much convincing to let him? He was like, yo, I want to know how you would do it. And I would tell him like, I don't know your relationship. I can't just do that. You know what I'm saying? Like,
Which, to be honest, when you did it and you were showing me, it wasn't that far off of what we had already. You know what I mean? You just switched it up a tiny bit.
yeah, it really wasn't. Yeah.
Yeah. So, but it came out crispy.
It just, and that was a little surprising to me too, because I thought, wow, what a difference. Bam, bam, bam. I was offline.
I hope he liked it.
It was really, I think he really did.
Yeah.
I think he did, because he was checking it out longer, and I was like, he's like, oh, it looks sharp.
Yeah.
Because you were just missing the confidence to put it in there, because you knew that he felt a way about it.
Yeah.
Which I would feel that way too, but I could just visualize it a little better.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
You have the eyes for it. Yeah, exactly.
But those corners, like all that was very close to what you were doing. And I think mainly it was the confidence to cut into the front the way you needed to.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But it looked good, bro. That's
my
solid.
boy,
It was
though,
good,
man.
You did a really good job, bro.
Thanks, bro.
It was
Yeah.
fresh,
Man.
very fresh.
I feel like it made a big difference, and that blend was great. I was super proud of the blend.
Thanks,
man. That's
man.
why I had to do the video.
Thanks, bro.
Don't worry, I'll put a clip of the blend in here
Yeah, I
while we're
need
talking
that.
about it. Be like, woo, this is that
You're
blend.
getting there, Mikey. You're getting
Thanks,
there.
bro. Appreciate it.
I already
man.
told you that, like, from what I've seen, like, you're already like advanced for somebody that's like as new as you are.
Yeah.
Like totally, like you're way ahead, man.
And I think that's a token of being in here. You know what I mean? Watching the haircuts that are going on in here, and not just watching, because you could look at somebody do a haircut and not learn. You know what I mean? I'll ask you questions to death. You know what I mean? You know what I mean?
Hey, I do it too. I welcome the questions, because and that's what it takes, bro. It takes questions. It takes, like there's no ego necessary. It's just, if you want to know something you don't know, ask. If I can help, I'll tell you. Everybody.
Exactly. Yep.
Sometimes I feel uncomfortable because I'm so used to coming over and looking at haircuts that I feel like your clients might feel a certain way. Like, why is this guy just standing there? You know what I mean?
I would just tell him,
sometimes I
like,
feel
hey,
bad,
he's like,
I do.
we all
you
watch
know?
each other because
I
we're
do.
trying to learn,
I do.
But sometimes some clients want one-on-one.
Yeah,
contact,
but you guys just
know what
read the room.
I do.
You know
That's
what I
why
mean?
You'll
Yeah.
see me walk away.
Yeah.
Something
And it's
like
also feeling it out. Sometimes you need that little balance. Like, you don't want to be there the whole haircut. Maybe
Exactly.
come in and out. When you kind of like, okay, I know what's going on here. I don't really need to be watching like that.
yeah, just come on the part like you're trying to like really check out,
that. Yeah, that's what I do. Like, you were having like a one-on-one moment with your guy
with the
today.
dude with the dirt
yeah,
bike?
so
Yeah.
I was just like,
Yeah.
let me have their
We
moment.
were all lit in separate conversations.
Yeah.
Because we were talking to her about jet skis and all and the golf stuff.
Yep.
So that was dope. And we got y'all working on golf.
Oh,
What's
yeah.
up? We got y'all
Oh,
both of y'all moved to Florida, and we got you playing golf. That's what I like to hear.
Oh yeah.
learning anyways.
Learning how to get started. Just started on the path.
Yeah. Oh yeah, man. Like we got a lot of work, man. Like,
Learning not to miss the ball.
Yo, we came in because we were practicing outside earlier, and when we came inside, Eric's like, "Oh yeah, I'm gonna like this. I'm gonna like this. I'm gonna learn to hit this."
yeah. Oh yeah. It's fun. I enjoy it, man. Like I went out golfing once when I moved here. Shout out to Toby.
Hell yeah! Shout out Toby.
Shout out.
And like I don't know, I just felt relaxed, man. Like, cause I riding dirt bikes and mountain bikes and stuff, that just relaxes me. And I felt that same thing with golf. So like I'm
And
definitely
we ain't even been out there yet.
Yeah,
You've just been hitting balls. You know what I'm saying?
So I'm gonna be definitely into it now.
Yeah, hell yeah. I love it, bro. Even like the wiffle balls, you know what I'm saying? Like, it doesn't feel the same as hitting real golf balls, but you get the practice and you get some feedback to see if you hit it pretty good.
I'm just happy when I hit them, bro.
Yeah, I didn't
That's
even
it.
know they
I don't
had.
care what I hit. I hit it. I'm happy as hell.
You don't care which way it goes.
Fuck
If
it.
the club hit the ball.
It went.
I didn't even know they had practice balls. I just like. I always wondered. I'm like, how the hell do people practice golf at home? Like, do they like just like break windows and shit? You know, but
some people do shit. You can see a lot of videos
seen those
online of
videos,
people
yeah.
trying to practice or hitting their wife in the head. Like
well, that's how Happy Gilmore got started. Fucking in the front yard, going through
whacking
people's
it.
windows and shit. You know.
They also make these things like kind of like, I'm sure you've seen. It's like a big net that you could put up. It's like a big net, and then you have a little turf, and you can hit them into there. Like, you could put real golf balls and hit them because it obviously
It'll
is
catch it?
that,
Oh.
yeah. Which I do want to get one of those, but for being out in the shop and just going outside real quick,
yeah,
those wiffle balls are perfect.
That's fun. That's
Yeah.
fun.
Except
That
for
was
when
perfect
like
today.
people hit them into the street on the other side.
Yeah, that was me.
No, it doesn't matter because on a golf course that would have been a decent shot. You would have been able to find that, and it went pretty good.
Yeah, that first one I hit though, when I hit righty.
Yeah.
And I'm a lefty, by the way, and all he has is righty club. So I tried to do the first one righty, and I was like a really good shot.
That was the one,
I was
yeah.
like, all right, cool.
Hell yeah, it just cost me a practice ball.
That was dope.
I'm just fucking with you.
That was dope that we all had like a break in the day where we just sat outside for a little bit, just hit some balls,
Play
and
golf,
just chilling.
man.
You know,
That was fun.
That was cool, man.
Those are the type of things that you can't really monetize.
Yeah.
I mean, you can if you're just thinking hourly,
Yeah.
but I don't think that way.
That's totally worth it.
You got to be some CEO or some shit to be practicing golf in the middle of the day. You know what I mean?
That's what
At
that
work,
barbering
so-
life brings
Hey,
you, baby.
we're CEOs,
Yeah,
baby.
we are. So yeah, you're right.
So, how do you feel about where you want to go on that note with your barbering career? Like, do you have a path or a goal or anything? You know, how do you view the path of your career for the next, however many years?
I'm still working on it, kind of like thinking about it, but I just want to kind of just build my own personal brand, and just kind of, I don't know, just based kind of off of the things that I like to do. So, but I don't know, it's kind of, I'm still like trying to figure out exactly like what I'm going to do with it, Just definitely going to have video and like photography blended into it. So,
Into your barbering.
yeah, exactly.
Okay.
Yeah. So,
But do you think that you'll ever want to not be a barber?
yeah, when I'm old, yeah.
How old?
Like maybe like 60s, I don't know, like 50s, 60s.
Because I just saw a video. I don't know if I sent it to y'all, but I just saw a video of it looked like she was in a Hispanic country. I could totally be wrong, but or Latin country or whatever. She was like, had to be in her mid to late 80s, bro. And she's in there chopping with clippers, fading them up. Crispy fade. I got to find the video.
That's a good question. Do you think you'll be a barber forever? Like as long as you can
I
be?
think I'll always be a barber. I just don't know if I'll always be a barber in a shop.
Yeah, it's always going to be in your heart.
Yeah, well.
No, but I mean, even
You'll be involved.
for
you're
sure. But
saying.
I mean, even like, I'll probably always have some people that I want to cut.
Yeah.
That you want to be like, yo, come over, let me cut you up. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
Like
yeah.
Your
you're
boys,
fresh.
when you guys are like
Yeah.
90, all your boys,
Yeah, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah, that'd be
And
dope.
Be like the freshest dudes at the country club.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like,
It's golf buddies.
yeah.
Be fresh.
I'm working on my golf attire
Always
already.
golf buddies,
Slowly but
man.
surely, I'm building up my golf attire. Yeah, I'm
Hey,
trying to
man.
go like, I like colors. Does it go
Are
crazy?
you going to be that guy, Happy Gilmore said, if I saw myself in clothes like those, I'd kick my own ass.
Exactly.
That'd be it.
Exactly. And he'll be in the Bruins jersey. That shit.
No, knowing me, I'll probably be the kid in the damn batting cages,
Bro.
like trying to step in front of the balls.
Bro, I always told him, it's funny you brought up Happy Gilmore, because I always said the first day I met you, I was like, bro, this dude reminds me of Adam Sandler.
I remember.
And I was like, I don't know. And I
You
told
did.
you the first day.
Yes, you did.
And I waited a little bit, to see if it was like all right to say. But yeah, it's not like you. I always said it's not like your face looks just like him or something.
Nothing.
But
Yeah,
when
it's just the
you
vibe.
you think so?
Yeah, no,
You
I
agree?
agree. Yeah, he gives the Adam Sandler vibe, but it's just the vibe, bro.
It's
Chill.
the
like
vibe, yeah.
it's a chill
But
vibe.
there are facial features though. It's just not. He doesn't look like him, but he kind of does. Though.
I've heard that when I was a kid, though. Like some of my family members, because my cousins with me, and like back in the day, would watch all of his movies, and then people would say, "Hey, you kind of look like him," or I don't know if you look like him, or you just like have that goofy personality like him.
It's not just your personality.
I don't know. Like
it's not.
That's what everyone always said. So I probably do.
You look like
him.
you look like you and him have different dads.
Oh, the same mom.
Oh my goodness, bro.
That's funny, bro.
That could be the case.
I don't know. I don't
You
know.
know, do you know why I'm laughing right
Why?
now? Because I'm thinking of all the people watching. That's like, this guy does not look like Adam Sandler.
and they wouldn't understand. I know they wouldn't understand. But you know what's funny?
And you're over here like, you look just like him.
I
Look
didn't
like
say
him.
he looks just like him. I'm not saying that. I know he doesn't look just like him.
Different dads.
Different dads.
Oh my god.
You know what's funny
bro.
about that? That reminds me of this guy that used to live across the street from me, and he used to modify cars, right, to look like like non-exotic cars, and he would modify and customize the bodies to be replicas of exotic cars like Lamborghinis and stuff like that. You get what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And so he would take like a Fiero,
Oh, yeah,
and
and
make
turn
it a
it into a
Ferrari.
Ferrari,
You know what
yeah,
I mean?
yeah.
Shit like that. He would do that.
Were they like good replicas or they look like shit?
I was like 10. Don't ask. I don't know. To me, they were fucking awesome. I was like,
yeah.
build me a Lambo,
best
please.
ever.
I was just all I wanted to do was find a Fiero, so this,
Oh, yeah.
this dude could turn it into a Lambo.
I don't know how the hell they did that, man, back then, because I just like seeing those cars. Like, how the fuck do they do
You know, my
that?
dad has one.
A Fiero? Let me
Connecticut.
get it, bro.
I'll
See
ask
how
where
I
you
could
got
get
it.
that.
It's silver. It's like the little 2-door joint.
That thing's probably
Please.
worth like $1 million now.
No,
Nah.
don't shut up, man. No, it's not.
He has it though. I'm gonna tell him.
Please hook it up, bro.
That's
Hook it
crazy
up.
that you said that because that's such a random car, bro.
Well, that's
So
that's one of the ones that they use, like one of the main. Like,
So you've heard of this? You've heard
yeah,
of this
that
before.
they do that.
So
yeah.
check it out. So this guy, we're talking about the different dads. Just to loop it back, right? This guy kind of looked like Usher, right?
The guy that did
yeah,
the
he
car?
kind of looked like he had different dads with Usher, right? Like he was his older brother, but nobody knew who this guy was. He just knew how to make Fieros into Ferraris, right? And lived in fucking Central Florida in some block, right? And he used to tell me that he was Usher's half brother.
Oh man.
Like he dead ass would be like, no, I could like, you know, we cool, but you know, sometimes you don't come through. Like,
Well, hey Adam, I'm your half brother, bro. You gotta. I need
Trying to ride your life, bro.
bro,
Had you going?
this guy's a grown ass man, bro. This is a grown ass man.
That makes it worse, bro.
I know, and I'm just like, what?
That's crazy,
I'm listening
bro.
to like,
That's just brother.
I'm listening to these are my confessions.
And you really thought he was his brother.
And I'm like, yo, this dude's Usher's
used to
brother.
walk past him. Yo, I love your brother's
You know,
music,
and I
bro.
used to, while they were working on the cars, I used to hang out outside while they were working on the cars and shit. And I used to be like, I can't wait to meet Usher.
That's so messed up, dude. That guy said that he sold you like.
and all he had me just wanting to buy a Fiero so I could have him do my car. Motherfucker, I'm like 12 years old, 10
Ride of
years
your
old.
life, bro.
You know what I'm saying? Like,
And he had you like. How upset were you when you found out that he was not Usher's
I
brother?
He
never
just
found
found
out.
out right now.
I never
on the
found out.
podcast.
I never found out that wasn't his. I to this day think it's possible.
It's not, bro.
You probably, if you would have found that out,
He's like, trust me, bro. Like,
if you
know,
would have
like-
found that out when you were a kid, you would have been like heartbroken.
And
like,
I was like, "Why? Well, why don't you like? Why are y'all cool? Like, why are you living here?" And he's
it's
like,
complicated.
yeah. He's like, he ain't like just giving out money like that to
Yeah,
the
like,
fam.
nah.
Da, 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 which could be true.
Keep it on the low.
It could be true. That should be happening.
could have been, but I don't know.
I
don't
doubt it.
think so.
I doubt it. I feel like he wouldn't be flipping Fieros to Ferraris.
Yeah,
you know. But who knows, bro?
I mean,
there's
hey,
a lot of people in the
maybe, you
family
never
that be
know.
doing some just random.
That wasn't
shit.
clear to you at 12 years old. So
never
I
know.
mean, you never know.
Don't judge me.
To me, I'd be like, that's not Usher's brother.
Don't judge me. Just listen.
Usher's brother.
So anyway, Adam Sandler.
Yep.
Where are we going with what kind of goals do we got before we close out the game before we close out the podcast?
Close out the game.
Close out the game.
Goals as far as like
Like let's say between here and the Jacksonville Expo, which we hope to be sponsored in. Because update, we're not going to Connecticut because we did talk about that in one of the past episodes. We're not going to Connecticut this year.
Not this
obviously.
year.
Oh, you were
But-
planning that? I didn't know about that.
Oh yeah,
No.
you weren't invited.
Oh,
No, I'm
okay.
No, I'm just
You
playing.
need me there.
No, we were going to. The reason you never heard about it is because we ended up changing our mind.
Yeah.
We're gonna look forward to potentially going next year, and then do a smaller event in Jacksonville at the Jacksonville Expo in July. I'm working with the guys over there to potentially have a spot right now.
Yeah.
And if we do, then we'll go over there, do some podcasts, connect with people. Maybe Jimmy said he's gonna do a barber battle.
Yeah.
We could just vlog, do whatever we want. You know what I mean?
That'd be dope. That'd be fun.
so look out for them Elevate boys.
So that's
Yes, sir.
that's my like right now. That's one of my milestones for the year. So between here and there, I have to get stuff sorted. So for like let's say for you guys, do you have any goals for your let's say building your book? Or
Oh, yeah.
What do you
Yeah,
think
definitely.
you're-
We're posting more content. We're getting more content out there for this year. I'm definitely looking forward to working with Eric to get that done because Eric got the cinema. What do you call it?
But we got
Cinematography.
Cinematography.
But listen, but you have to define it though.
What do you mean?
You have to define the goals. Like you can't just say, "Oh, I want to do more of this." Like you have to create a goal. Like think of a goal right now of a something you can measure, like a measurable goal between here and the Jacksonville Expo. What are you trying to achieve for your career by then? Whether that be how much content you have put out or how many how consistent your days are. I don't know. Like, you got to think of a goal for your career, bro.
I got mine
don't know.
already.
I'm thinking about my goal.
like,
okay,
of
Eric,
course.
you think
one.
Eric got one? Nah, you got to wait now. Think about it.
Nah, because then what if his is what I
Go
was
ahead and
thinking?
get mine out the way.
I gotta
Think
get
about
mine
it.
out the way.
Eric is up. Go ahead.
All right. So
Think about it.
I basically just want to have at least, I would say, like,
Quantifiable. That's the word I was looking for.
when's the podcast? I mean, when is the show again?
What do you mean?
The one with-
July.
Okay, so July. Okay, I definitely want to have at least, like, I'll say 3 people a day, every day, at least. Like, and that's like the lowest. So,
Oh, I feel like that's easy.
Yeah,
but
right.
and then
You shooting low, I think.
I also, want to start having more of a reach around here more with people, and start like my name kind of getting out through, like, like my social media stuff.
Okay.
So that's
So
pretty much
would you quantify that by, let's say, followers? Like increasing your followers on social media by a certain amount to hopefully
Yeah.
See, here we go.
convert those into
clients.
clientele.
Yeah.
Right?
Answers.
It's not just a matter of like, oh, more people are following me. Okay, more people are following me to convert.
Exactly.
Right.
Yeah. Yep.
Yeah, well, here we go. After you said that, that was part of my goal.
Of course. I would like to
is why-
convert from
Everybody.
followership to clientele. That's
But
exactly what I was going to say.
I think 3, what you said about 3 clients a day, I think you're gonna do that pretty quick, dude.
You're already doing that already.
Yeah.
Yeah, yeah.
All right. Well,
You know
so
what I mean?
I was
Look at
kinda-
this week. Legitimately, haven't you done that this week? There's one day I think you didn't get one because it was a half day.
Yeah, that was the day. Was that the day I forgot to open up?
You forgot.
No. That was Saturday.
is
That
news
was
to me.
that was last Saturday. Remember when my first Saturday, and I already had it turned off because I wasn't working on Saturdays, and I forgot to turn it on.
Oh, you're talking about that. Yeah.
That I was like, oh.
I'm
But
still lost, but yeah.
No,
anyway.
he's talking about his Booksy schedule. He didn't have the book.
remember, I didn't turn it on. That you were
yeah,
like,
yeah,
you don't
yeah.
have nothing for today. I'm like, no, I guess not. And I'm like, oh
Yeah, you
shit, I forgot to turn it on.
Oh, okay, yeah. No, but yeah, I'm looking to grow my followers. No, but I'm looking to grow my books, man. I want to be having more consistent books on a daily basis. Right now it's a little hard with my part-time schedule. As far as
Okay.
what?
Sorry, I got excited. Go ahead, finish. I didn't mean to cut you off. I want you to finish. Please.
So now it's a little hard to have in the like a part-time schedule to have consistent clientele or be having to have consistent bookings. But it is growing and pretty rapidly. I feel like, you know what I mean? It's been pretty successful as far as on the daily basis getting clients in no matter what. It's kind of like I expect it now. You know what I mean? Now it's like if I don't have a client, I'm like, what's going on? You know,
What's wrong
not
with
like
these
that,
people?
bro. Not like that. But just like
What the fuck?
like what am I doing wrong? You know what I mean? But and those days come too, and I'm trying to learn to not get too frustrated with those days. So those are all part of my goals, man. Just being able to transition into feeling like the barber, and getting the success from the clientele to build. Because really, I want to be able to put out the content to grow the followers to build that clientele.
Okay, so here's what we do. Oh, you guys don't both have your phones right now, right? Okay. Do you have your phone with you?
Yeah.
Okay. Pull up Instagram, please, if you don't mind. So
Are we about to go through a lesson?
no, not really. But we're gonna just talk about something so we document it so we could look back on this.
Okay.
Okay.
Are you looking at how many followers we got?
Yeah. So can you go to Mike's, please?
Okay.
So
Mine is sad.
because if these are it's not about that. It's about progress. It's about growth, right?
Mikey Clips, shout out.
It's me, baby.
How many followers you got right now?
Got 307.
That's 307.
307. I'm not gonna say what date it is because I don't want people to know how long it takes me to put them out. All right, but we're at 307.
I'm glad you said that because I was
307
about to say
today.
the date.
We're at 307 today. We
Yeah.
know what today is.
Yeah.
I know, right? And then Mike's at. Eric. 307.
I'm at 1207 right now, but last night I was at 1200 because I was like, I just happened to see it. And I was like, oh, 1,200. I was like, when I moved here, I lost a bunch of followers when I wasn't barbering in the time I stopped. And I was at 1,054 when I moved here. And then now I'm already at like 1,207 now.
There you
So
go, baby.
And you guys, we'll look back at your stats and stuff because we want to look at how much you've grown since the ad and then see what those patterns are like.
Yeah.
Because there's a other than what we've already talked about, like the follow-up portion to that, there's another follow-up portion that we can increase it with. You know what I mean?
Cool.
So 1207? 1207, 307. Interesting.
7.
Well, it's just 4 times. That's just, you're gonna be there in no time. 4 times. What? Rapping, spitting. Okay, so we know the number. So what it's gonna take is, okay, the word I was looking for is quantification, right? We have to quantify the goal. So you can try to create a plan for it. So if your goals are the same in terms of followership, then you have to follow an outline of a plan. For example, let's say you want to post 3 reels a week and 2 photos a day, 3 reels a week, 2 photos a week, and keep a certain amount of stories going per day.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, you establish some kind of outline like that, and then you have a measurable outline to hold yourself accountable to. So when you wake up that day, you already know, okay, this is what I need for the week. And if you want to split that up for the day, then you already know Monday, this is the content that if anything gets done for the barbering business I got, then this piece needs to get done for the goal that I want.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And then you start, following that. Because if you have from now till July, that's what 5 months? That's 5 months. Then you'll be able to see, okay, with this outline on these goals, I put in this work, and 5 months later, this is my result.
Yeah.
And then we can all use that data. You know what I'm saying?
True that.
And then start, being. I don't like being scientific about stuff. But I'm realizing at this point it's necessary.
It's important.
It's necessary and important. And luckily, hopefully, you guys. I know you're better at numbers than me, so
I'm not. So
you do the calculations.
I bet I'm worse than both of you. So
Nah, pretty bad, bro. Pretty bad. But don't worry, because we're barbers, bro.
That's it.
So welcome to the barber shop.
thank you, man.
I'm glad
Thank
to
you.
have you in, bro. Much love.
Glad to be here, man.
First
Glad to be
podcast
here.
is done.
I'd shake your hand, Mikey, but you're way
Too
over
far.
there.
We're too far.
We'll get it up as we clean out. Pause. Hold on. What?
I will not partake.
First podcast. What'd you think?
It was dope, man. It was fun. It was fun, bro. I like it. I like the headphones because it's like, it's almost like if we were just like talking in front of the cameras with no headphones, it would just feel weird. But now I actually feel like I'm like in a damn studio or something. Yeah, it's like,
you are, baby.
Yeah, it's like we're like really like locked in, you know. And now I know like all the podcasts and stuff I watch online, like what they're actually like doing at the time, you know.
Hell
So
yeah.
Remember, I was saying the same exact thing. On
You
the
said
first
that too?
bro. I was like, it feels crazy because I feel like you guys are all like right here. You know what I mean? When you talk,
You guys are all in my head.
It's like we're having a conversation in the shop, but in surround sound.
Yeah,
like, it's weird, you know.
And you don't have to yell over anything.
Yeah, it's dope. I like it. Man.
And it's harder to talk over people. Obviously, it still happens sometimes, but it's way quicker that it dissolves because they're right in your
Right
ear.
here, yeah.
You know what I mean? So it's dope.
cool, man.
I catch myself doing it still. I get excited. So I'm like a little puppy in conversation. I pee myself. I start talking over.
Start talking about golf. Oh Lord.
The golf.
Hey, we're gonna get y'all going. Anyway, I appreciate y'all, boys.
Appreciate you.
Great welcome
love.
episode,
Yes, sir.
and there'll be many more to come.
Yes, sir.
Pause.
Thank you guys.